Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation. So this presentation will talk about RMIT Eyes project that the team 15 has been working on for the last roughly 3 months. So basically this is an AI approach to RMIT campus access control. So this presentation consists of 5 sessions. So the first one we talk about project background motivation, like what the project is and why would we build the projects, and then about the project objectives, the project methodology, and then the personal and group discussion. And then we would have a project demo at the end of this video. So our team is team 15, consists of 4 people, Bảo Võ, Bảo Hà, Minh Võ, and me. The motivation for this project is that ever since the COVID situation, we tend to have constant overcrowding during the rush hour at the check-in site. So this happened due to the increased security policy of RMIT to comply the COVID situation and also to improve the security at RMIT. So at this check-in site, we will have activities like check-in identity card, viewing vaccination proof, and also some other security checkpoints. So this current process is considered very cumbersome and convenient for students and staff because it tends to result in a overcrowded at the check-in site that may cause convenient situation for some people who have schedule in the campus. So RMIT is a proof of concept approach for facial recognition that use human face as a biometric identifier. So we use human face for automatic facial recognition check-in, and then the data collected from this project would be used for further development in other purposes. Next, Bảo Võ would talk about the project objectives and the outcome that we have achieved for the last 3 months.
And we'll talk a little bit about the project objectives. The first objective of our application is to automate the check-in process in our university. And as you can see, we go to university every single day, and we recognize that this project is a repetitive process and can be automatic. Moreover, this heavy but boring job potentially reduces the accuracy of our university staff. Thus, our first mission is automate it. The second objective is to reduce the human workforce. University staff are in charge of checking in student access to our university. We recognize that it's a redundant process and we don't need that human force to handle this job. So reducing the human force is the second objective of this website application. And reducing the human interaction means reducing the proportion of the COVID-19 pandemic infection. Indeed, with the help of our all-in-one website application, the check-in process can be nearly automatic. The number of universe staff is reduced to 1 from 4 or 3 people. Therefore, the chance of infection will be reduced dramatically. Next, we currently need at least 15 seconds for checking a student, including temperature measurement, check and compare information between student ID card and PC COVID application. I believe that with our all-in-one web application, we can reduce the check-in time to 3 seconds for each person. More than that, when the application grows, we will have a data collection of RMIT students. It will help other university staff for further research. For example, research the user expression when they go to RMIT University. That's the amazing stuff for further implementation. So Minh Võ will talk a little bit about the methodology of our project.
So for nautical requirement, we decide to manage our project by using Scrum methodology and Agile principle so that we could produce the best product for the user. During the development process, we have four sprint, where the first 3 sprint is focusing on developing the software, and the last sprint is for the IoT integration. And for the code management and integration, we choose to use GitHub as our main platform, where there are 2 main repositories in the project, and it is the best practice to manage our source code with GitHub. And for the messenger application, there is also where we hold our group discussion and where we resolve any blockage as well as existing conflicts. Our Scrum meeting would be conducting in micro team, where various of topics are mentioned, such as sprint process, what went well and what did not went well for the week for each member and their personal problem or difficulties. Those topics will be discussed during the meeting to make sure that we are able to keep track with each team member. And also due to the fact that this is a complicated project, the amount of tasks are huge, including fixes. That is why Shallow is the software we use to create and allocate tasks for each sprint, as well as to manage our sprint. It helps us to check every member progress during the sprint. So here is our trail board. It is a 2-week sprint board. It consists of several main columns. The sprint planning contains all the tasks that have to be done in the sprint, and the progress column shows what tasks are be working on, and then on the code review there will be all the work that need to be checked to see whether any changes need to be made. Then the task bar will be moved to done column, indicating that the task is finished. On the next is Bảo conclusion.
So let me sum it up. In the beginning, we found a problem. We apply what we learned so far to analyze this problem and to offer a potential solution. We utilize the current era of technology to design a prototype. This prototype serves as a baseline for future optimization. Things like in-school building tracking and automatic data check-in, automatic bikes check-in, and many other useful statistics like the amount of people inside the school or student emotion. Through this project, it proves that the applicability, feasibility, and power of using a facial system. In no way did our project try to replace the current system that our school already implemented. However, this proof of concept encouraged similar implementation with much greater success in the future. Upon developing RMIT Eyes, we realized how much more power it could be if we had enough development time and were properly implemented. It could provide many benefits regarding school traffic and for the school higher-ups to make optimal future decisions. All in all, RMIT Eyes are still just a proof of concept, but we hope it has given RMIT the eye they need. All in all, RMIT Eyes are still just a proof of concept, but we hope it has given RMIT to innovate the next generation of society builders.
Next section would be about group discussion and personal reflection. So now representing the team as a project manager, I would talk about what we have learned as a whole and what would be the most significant knowledge that the team has picked up. So the first thing is about, we know that it's very important to define our scope and objectives very clearly at the beginning of the project. So in other words, the most important thing is to have detailed and thorough planning for the project. So for many times during the project, we face confusion about what to do next and what would the final product look like. So if we would have a clearer scope defined at the beginning of the project, we would reduce the work not done significantly and focus on the things to be implemented that have great impact on the product, on the final product. So the second thing is about communication. So as everyone knows that in software development, communication is the key to better collaboration and also to greater success of the project. During this project, I think we still have room for improvement regarding our communication. So next, Bảo Võ would talk about his personal reflection.
Well, during the project, I have learned how to use project management tools such as Trello, and I have learned also how to use version control tool as GitHub. This project enhanced significantly my React.js skills, and the most important thing is I have experience in integrate an AI model and IoT components to my website application. And the most challenge that I have encountered with is integrating the AI model to our website application and get the image descriptors from this AI model, then store it to our database. It took me a lot of time and effort. However, at the end of the day, I have a solution to do so, and our application works well currently. And Min, can you share a little bit about your learning journal?
Okay, so throughout Discord, I, from a personal perspective, had achieved various important knowledge regarding working as a team member and understand how hard to maintain a project. The knowledge I learned about React.js during Discord is a great base for my journey to master React.js, since front-end development is what I'm aiming for my career. More than that, I have learned a new valuable programming language, C++, which I have no prior experience with before the course, and as well as working with the IoT component is also a first time for me. It was really confusing at first, but I managed to overcome my challenges. When coming to Discord, the most challenging is my lack of knowledge relating to the project. So it took me a lot of time to gain my knowledge and implement it in the project. So I think that is the biggest challenge for me during the project development process. So next is come to Bảo Hải.
After this project, I've learned a lot of things, mostly about how to bring together an entire project from the ground up, as well as working individually and working as a team member. I learned how to communicate better, and technologically, I've learned about the AI recognition system and how they work in details that serves as a purpose for my career later on. My biggest challenge, of course, is not knowing much of React.js and Node.js to help other team member on the website. I will learn a lot more to face this problem in the future.
So I have two roles in the project, which means I have picked up two types of knowledge. The first role is a project manager, which means I have picked up knowledge regarding managing the project as a whole and also using different tools to automate our workflow. So as my other role is a front-end developer, I have picked up knowledge regarding React.js and also front-end technology stacks in general. So I may have had knowledge regarding web development using React.js before, but building the project from the ground up is not the thing that I usually do. And this one is very sophisticated for me as a project manager and also as a front-end developer. That's what I have learned so far. Thank you for your attention. And the second part of this video is our project demo. I hope you enjoy.
Hello, Mr. Nam. My name is Võ Bảo. And we'll talk about registration functions of our application. As a user, I want to register my information so that I can use this application to automatically access to the university. So I first need to register my information here in RMIT Eyes registration page. Here I have inputted required information beforehand to register an account to our web page. The application has some logic to verify and ensure that user will upload high quality pictures, which is suitable for our AI model to analyzing and creating image descriptor for each image. So, for example, I will submit a low quality picture. So, apparently our registration page declines it and requires user to upload a higher quality picture. So, I will upload it again. Here. Then when I click to submit button, so here is a notification message that say that I successfully add new user, which means I successfully register my information for this web page. For security, our developer team will provide the username and password. And when I access to the web page, I see a list of user requests where I can see their detail by a more detailed button. And for example, right here, when I click to the more detailed button, all the user information will be displayed, including the image with mask, of course, vaccine document. Yeah. However, I will reject this user request because it had invalid student ID. Yeah, I will reject it, and I input the reason invalid student ID. And this. So we have an email service that will send an email to user to inform that the reason why their uploaded information has been rejected by the admin. So, for example, yeah, like this, which means my account has been rejected by invalid student ID. So, and I will check this user request again. Okay, valid ID, valid name, email, phone number, and yeah, it has valid vaccine document also. So, I will approve this user request. And you know, we also the email notification also send us an email to inform that the user request has been evaluated and approved. So and whenever a user receives this email, so they can go, the admin can go to the user list and take a look at this user. So this user right here, and you can, as you can see, the user status is approved, and with the full information of this user. So next, Yang and Minh will talk about how a user can use this approved data and access to our university. Thank you.
Okay, so here comes the main functionality of this application. So we have a ultrasonic sensor and a contactless temperature sensor connected to an Arduino. Let the temperature data will be recorded if the distance range is right. And we also have a door prototype connected to a physical button for door control purposes. So now let me go back to our RMIT Eyes, and I will log into the system as an admin. Then my password. So as an admin, the face recognition view will show up right away here, and I would have my temperature recorded here. And then you can say that my face is recognized because I am a registered user of this system, and my temperature has been recorded at the time the check-in is validated. So this is the main function that our app used to verify student and staff identity. So after the check-in has been successfully recorded, the admin would have the responsibility to push the physical button right here to open the door for the user. So after that, you can actually validate to see that, to verify that the check-in is actually being recorded. So you can see that here at 5:10 today, the recording is recorded. As you can see here, the time is just right, and the temperature as well. This is my student ID and the ID of the check-in as well. You can actually have some other functionality like searching through the check-in. Like you can, yeah, you can see that I have various check-ins in the past. I would love to show you some other things like our user list. Here you can see that we have a user list of registered member of RMIT Eyes. Actually, add a user using this form instead of asking them to register. So this is for the case when the registration has not been able to register at home. They will need help at the check-in side of RMIT. So you can search this as well using maybe my name. You can say that this is me. And then we have some other good to have features like the statistic. We can view different statistics here. This is the check-in frequency by hour today, and you can also have like the mean temperature by day, the check-in status ratio, and then you have registration requests by day and the status of them, and then check-in frequency by day for the last week. And after the admin has done all of his work, you can go to his profile and then log out of the system. So that's everything that our application can do. Thank you for your attention.